Hi, this is Carl Sider, and welcome to another episode of SWRA TV. And this week we are talking about no commission or low commission brokerage firms, companies being part of the MLS. And there's been a lot of talk in the news, you may have heard of it, that some of the companies that have offered commission-free programs, but they weren't part of the MLS, now they are. There's been a lot of negative response from real estate agents in the Winnipeg marketplace not liking the fact that they have access to the MLS, that they can offer these services to their clients and be part of the MLS. And quite frankly, I actually take a different approach. I actually think it's a good thing. And I've come up with 3 reasons as to why I think that no commission, low commission firms are a good thing for the Winnipeg real estate market. The first reason is that it gives the consumers more choice. I think that any time in any industry when the end consumer has more choice, it's a good thing. I know when I buy something, I want to have as much choice as possible. Why shouldn't people who are selling their home have as much choice as possible? The reality is that this really won't affect my business or our business at all, in the sense that the type of clients we work with, they understand what we do, our business model, that we will net them more money. And I've learned throughout the years that, in fact, early on, I learned that there are just certain people, they don't actually care what you do for them. They don't care that you can prove that you can net them more money and help them and work hard to make sure they net more money. They just don't want to pay a commission. You can promise them the world, but they just don't want to pay a commission. It has nothing to do with how much money they put in their pocket. And quite frankly, I don't appeal to that type of consumer, and I don't chase that type of consumer, so it won't affect me whatsoever. But more choice, I guess, is a good thing. So the second reason that I think that no commission, low commission brokerage firms are a good thing is it's actually going to cause Winnipeg real estate agents to become better. We've come through an era of unprecedented growth where there's been way more buyers than sellers. And quite frankly, although there's tons of great, hardworking real estate agents out there, there's also a lot of real estate agents who essentially their marketing plan, their business model is a sign, MLS, maybe open house, maybe feature sheets, and that's it. That's their business plan. And quite frankly, they should be running scared with these firms, these new firms coming onto the MLS, because they're charging full commissions and they're basically providing the same type of service. And so they're going to have to improve. I know that Marcia and myself, we decided very early on that we were going to develop a business model where we could actually prove that we would net people more money in the partnership we form with our clients, and the time we put into preparing a home, helping our clients fix up their home, staging a home, a really comprehensive marketing plan that drives all kinds of traffic. Those are the type of things that all agents are going to have to do if they want to survive in this business. And I think the last reason that I think it's good is that we have a lot of real estate agents in the Winnipeg marketplace, and I would suspect that this is going to drive a few out of business because, quite frankly, they don't have a business model that can compete with these no commission, low commission firms. And that's not a bad thing. I know the reason there's lots of complaining, I liken it to when Walmart first came onto the retail landscape. There were a lot of small mom and pop businesses that complained. They didn't like the fact that they couldn't compete with Walmarts of the world. And they were right. But there were a lot of small mom and pops that recognized that. They didn't complain. They just developed a store. They developed a business model where they could specialize or they could compete, and they thrived. And we have a lot of great mom and pop retailers out there today. And the ones that just sat there and complained about the change in the retail landscape, they're out of business. But there's a lot of small mom and pops. And essentially that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of people that are just going to complain about these new firms coming onto the MLS. They're going to complain, but they're really not going to modify what they have to offer, and they're just going to go by the wayside. And that's not such a bad thing. I think that real estate in its ups and downs is survival of the fittest, and this will cause people to either shape up and come up with a business model that justifies their fees, or they're gone. So that's my thoughts on no commission, low commission firms. I suggest, actually, if you're considering selling your home, I'd love to hear from you. Give me a call. I'd love to sit down with you or myself or Marcia and talk about what we can do, what we do to get homes sold. Very comprehensive plan. But you may also want to talk to some of these no commission, low commission firms. If your main goal is just doesn't matter how much money you net in the end, that you just don't want to pay a commission, that paying a commission will really, really bother you, you might want to consider calling them. I can be reached at 204-999-6493, and I can also I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn, and please get in touch with me. Thanks.